What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Smartphone World. I'm Tom Zarkadis, and this is episode 5. Today won't be such a long episode. I'm just doing a comparison between two smartphones. Nothing about Apple today. Good day. I'm going to be comparing the HTC M7 with the Samsung Galaxy S4. Neither one of these phones have come out yet. These are all the specifications that I've been hearing, and I'm going to be comparing them for you today, so you can, get a heads up of what you should expect from the Mobile World Congress in February. Of course, by then we should have a lot more information leaked out, and I'll be doing plenty of more shows before then, but for now, I know a lot of people would like to know the information all put together in comparison, and that's what I'm going to do for you today. Let's start with the HTC M7. So far, we know that the HTC M7 is going to be coming with a 4.7-inch display, just like how the HTC One X and One X Plus has. Now, of course, the HTC M7 is going to be replacing the One X and the One X Plus, and that's probably why they kept it with a 4.7-inch display. They wanted to keep it along the same lines. And I gotta tell you, 4.7-inch display is nothing to balk at. I mean, it is a really nice big display. The only thing I want to know is it going to have the same brightness out in the sun as the One X does and the One X Plus? Because we all know how well the One X and the One X Plus looks outside. It's simply the best smartphone in the world outside. You can see everything on that display, crisp, clear, and very bright. Now, the HTC M7, it is coming with a 4.7-inch display, but it's a different display. It is not the same display, and it's not the display that we see in the HTC Droid DNA J Butterfly. This one is a Solux display. It is a full 1080 display, and the PPI inside the HTC J Butterfly and the Droid DNA is incredible at 441 PPI. I've been raving about it, and when I actually got to play with the phone, it looked amazing. Now, this one is supposed to have 468 PPI, so it even got more dense with pixels. So the picture should be better. The problem with the HTC Droid DNA and J Butterfly is they lost a little bit of that clarity out in the sunlight. And hopefully that's what they're changing up in the HTC M7, and it's going to make it a much better display, which would put it, again, the #1 display in all of smartphones today. And even though the HTC One X does not have such a high PPI, it only has 312, it still has that amazing look outside, and that is the Super LCD 2 that we've all grown to love. Now, the Samsung Galaxy S4 is going to be coming with a slightly larger screen at 4.99 inches. I love the way Samsung is doing that. I don't understand it. But that one isn't going to be the same display as we see in the Samsung Galaxy S3, which has a 306 PPI display, and now the new one is going to have a 441 PPI. It's going to be bumped up to similar of the Droid DNA and the J Butterfly, except it's not a Super LCD 3 like you see in those phones. This one's going to be a Super AMOLED. And like I said in my previous episodes, I really would love to see how great an AMOLED display with that density of pixels does in the light, out in the sun. And we all know that the brightness isn't that terrific on most Samsung smartphones, so I'm expecting for that to be an improvement as well. The Galaxy S3 is a 4.8-inch display. This one is bumping up to almost a 5-inch display. Now, guys, I have to explain to you, the new Samsung Galaxy S4 may be going all the way to the bezel, so the size might be similar. We'll have to wait and see, but this is what I'm thinking. I mean, I already heard that it's going to be 9.1 millimeters thick, which means it's actually going to be bigger than the Galaxy S3, which was 8.6 millimeters. Now, the HTC M7, I'm hearing that it's going to be over 9 millimeters, but no more than 9.2 millimeters. And I'll get to the reason why these phones are actually getting thicker. Remember, the HTC One X Plus, One X was about 8.9. So, I mean, the difference is going to be you're not even going to notice it. So don't even worry about that. But the HTC M7 will not be increasing in size in any other way. So that is a plus for HTC. Now, let's move on. I want to talk about these cameras because the cameras are a big deal. Everybody knows cameras are a big deal. Smartphones are starting to run the camera industry out of the business, and it's going to be all strictly in smartphones soon enough. The only people that are going to be having any other type of camera are going to be professionals or any of those families that try to compete with each other. And we all know who those people are, and you know that that's fact. So, moving on to camera, I'm hearing that both the HTC M7 and the Galaxy S4 will have 13 megapixel cameras, which is terrific because we're all very used to the 8 megapixel cameras that we see in both smartphones. Both of them have rapid fire shooting. Both of them can take pictures while you're video recording. They both have similar features in that respect, except for the fact that HTC has put out a little bit better quality in the pictures than in Samsung. I know you guys, you really love your Samsung. I have Samsung, guys, I do. It's right here. And I'm telling you right now that I like the HTC cameras better. I'm not an HTC fanboy, even though I hate that stupid word. I love Samsung, but HTC does know how to make a better camera. That's simple fact. They're both going to be able to do 1080 recording. They're both going to have that 2.0 f2.0 aperture lens in the front, on the back. But now, like the front-facing camera, the HTC M7, I'm hearing 2 megapixel or 2.1, and the Galaxy S4 2.1 or 2.2. The range is so negligible. It's ridiculous to even compare those two, except for the fact that the new HTC M7 is going to have that front-facing camera like in the HTC Droid DNA J Butterfly that has that super wide-angle lens. It doesn't look like you're recording with a front-facing camera. That is a big deal to me. I never really got into the video chat only because of how poor quality the front-facing camera made it look. Yeah, I know you guys with your FaceTime and all that say, oh, it's so good. Yeah, use it on data. Like Android. Then come talk to me. Android smartphones with like Google Plus or with Skype, they haven't really been that great of quality. And then I got to try the Droid DNA. It was amazing. It was like I was using the back camera. The responses that I was getting was incredible. So the front-facing camera is really going to be a big deal for the HTC M7. I haven't seen the Galaxy S series or any of the Galaxy smartphones coming with a wide angle like that. Yeah, they're saying that it's going to have HD recording, but what's going to be the resolution? How wide is it going to be? These are the questions I want to know, and I will be finding out within the next month or so. Of course, we all know that it's going to have a 32 gig internal memory on the HTC M7, and the Galaxy S4 is going to come in 3 styles, just like it does all the time, 16, 32, and 64. Of course, you're going to have to fork over more money for the higher internal memory, and the GS4 will have a micro SD slot. Will the micro SD slot be moving into HTC M7? Will HTC start listening to their customers who are asking for this simple micro SD slot? It's not new technology. It's out there. It's not going to seriously put weight on the phone. Come on, it's simple. You want your customers to, you want more customers, you want people to start flooding over, add that simple little thing and you'll see a huge change. Now, what about RAM? Both of them are going to have 2 gigs of RAM. Come on, we know this. That's going to become very common in all the new smartphones in 2013 that are going to be considered flagship style, top of the line. Now, we move over to the processors. The processors are going to be completely different because Samsung always puts in their own processors. They always have the Exynos processor. This one's supposed to be the 5440 quad-core processor, which with confidence, I'm saying that it's going to be at least 1.5 gigahertz quad-core or better. I've been hearing some people saying it's going to be 2 gigahertz. I hear that all the time and I never see it, so it would be a surprise if it came in this one. I would say maybe between 1.7 and 1.8. In that range, we can see the quad-core Exynos processor that we're going to be seeing in this. The HTC M7, it's going to have the very hardcore, hard-working 1.7 gigahertz Snapdragon S4 Pro Plus quad-core processor, and that thing is a beast. It's an animal. It works terrific in the HTC One X Plus, and I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a tough chipset to beat. Very tough. Now, what about operating systems? Well, it's definitely going to have Jelly Bean, without a doubt. I know a lot of people are saying maybe it's going to come out with Key Lime Pie. No. The first Google phone is going to have the Key Lime Pie. I doubt that Google will allow like Samsung or HTC to put out Key Lime Pie before they do, especially considering that they own Motorola now. So you can be expecting a Nexus device coming from them. We'll check it out. Now, the rumors about the battery are getting insane. What I've been able to kind of lock down is that the HTC M7, HTC is finally going to be bumping up their game and moving it into the 2200 to 2500 category for the battery. And maybe that's why we're going to see such an increase, it's not that much of an increase, in the thickness, because it has to make up for the battery. It's not going to be removable. It's going to be set in. This is what HTC has already put into play with all their smartphones anyway now that are coming out, so get used to it. The Galaxy S4, that one's probably going to have a removable battery, and a lot of people are saying that it's going to have 3000 mAh. I'm going to have to wait to see that, because a 3000 mAh is a very large battery for a 4.99 inch display. I would be expecting that it would be much thicker. I mean, 9.1 from 8.6, that is a pretty big jump, so that could constitute a bigger battery. We'll have to wait and see. Both phones are going to be debuted at the Mobile World Congress. I don't think that they're going to come out during CES. They like to save these things for the big one in Barcelona, and we're going to have to wait to find out. The HTC's going to have HTC Sense 5.0. I'm betting that after it has 5.0, it'll get 5 Plus in the summertime, and the Galaxy S4 will have the new TouchWiz. My questions are going to come in with the operating system. Now, will HTC integrate 2 open windows on their web browsing, like we're seeing in the Note, and the Galaxy S4 or Galaxy S3 is getting it on the update? There's a lot of questions I'm going to have. What kind of increased capabilities are we going to have with the camera? I mean, we have so many things that you can do with the camera already. I like that with the LG Nexus on how you could do a sphere. Instead of panoramic, you can do the whole room and piece it all together, and then you have this one gigantic room picture. Will that be included in the M7 and the Galaxy S4? We'll check it out. It should. I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't. Both of these cameras have the capability of doing all of that and the processing power to put it all together, so it would be fun to see. Okay, like I said, that's what this episode was all about, the comparison between HTC M7 and the Samsung Galaxy S4. I will be putting out more information as it comes out. Thank you very much, guys, for watching episode 5. Please make some comments. Tell me which phone you would like to see in your hand first and which one you would want to keep forever. Thanks a lot, guys. Make sure you hit subscribe. Have a great day.